There's just something about walking through these beautiful like white streets that are so colourful with like blue doors or a lot of yellow doors as well. It's just so characteristic, but also you just feel like you're in Greece or something. Or if anyone has been to Morocco, in the blue city of Chefchaouen, it's kind of like this. And there is kind of another city that we're going to visit tomorrow called Sidi Bou Said, which I'll probably make in a separate video, which is supposed to be kind of the Santorini of Tunisia. But it's just so nice. They're very nice here. They don't mind you recording anything. It's not an issue for them. Oh, I think they've got kunafa. So I've walked into this building randomly in the middle of the Medina. It said free admission, so I'm not quite sure what it is because unfortunately they do have signs everywhere, but they're all in French or Italian, which makes me think that this is a church or something because there's also Italian flags. But you do see this kind of thing, like riads and museums, just in the middle of the Medina. It's quite nice, actually. I think this one has a little bit of an art gallery as well, so let's go check it out. Oh, wow, this is so nice. I actually have, like, I don't want to say fetish, because I don't like using that word. Sounds too sexual. I have a thing for modern Islamic art. Like, look at that. Like, I just need that in my house. Okay, so we are here at the Mall of Tunisia, or Tunisia Mall. To be perfectly honest with you, I came here about 30 minutes ago. I'm now leaving. It's very unimpressive. There's nothing much to see here. There's a Zara, as you can probably see. Aside from that, I just wouldn't recommend coming here. It is on the way back to the city centre from Sidi Bou Said and also La Marsa, but unless you really want something from Zara or Pull&Bear or somewhere like that, it's just not worth it, unfortunately. So we're going to go back to the old city now because I want to try and get pineapple juice again and maybe some kunafa as well, and then head back to the hotel before sunset. Okay, so we are back by Bab al-Bahr for the best pineapple juice in the world. And it's cold and it's got ice. Okay, so we have found our way into the Zetuna Mosque. It's not easy to find, actually, I have to say. It's very difficult. It was only... I stumbled across it. One thing that you should know is Tunisia is actually... I don't know how strict they are about this, but they're very clear on the rules. If you are not a Muslim, you're not allowed inside the grounds of the mosque. Not really sure why that is. Obviously in most Muslim countries you can go and educate yourself, and you know, a lot of people like it. But in Tunisia that is not the case. You cannot enter a mosque if you are not a Muslim. Okay, so they gave me beans. I presume they're spicy, they look spicy. And then grilled fish is what I got. And with every meal they always bring a basket of baguettes. So the French influence is still very much here. You can take the Brit out of England, but you can't take England out of the Brit. Okay, and we're all done. I'm sure he had a good life. He had an even better death, post-death. If you're wondering why I left the salad, it's because last time when I went to Egypt and Morocco, yardiasis, which is basically a very bad infection of the stomach, and it just debilitated me. So I am extremely paranoid of having salad because they usually wash it with their water, of their tap water, so be careful guys. So this is the government square building. Behind me I think is the actual presidential residence. You obviously cannot take any videos there. Oh, there's a bride. Nice. Congratulations to them. The only aisle I'll be walking down is Nouvelle Air. That was the airline I flew with. I found the hotel. So the Dar Al Jeld. This is the famous hotel with the nice restaurant kind of thing. One thing I am going to say here, I haven't felt unsafe today, but there are some points... Oh, there's a car coming. Just try not to get run over. Thank you. We're back at the hotel. I'll continue in the room so you can see me. Anyway, so I'll continue my story whilst I'm walking to my room. I haven't felt unsafe, but I have to be honest, it was a bit sketchy, particularly when walking through kind of the souk and bazaar area. It just felt a little bit sketchy. I mean, there were a lot of people kind of walking through because it was only 8 p.m, but just be careful. I think even if you are coming by yourself, I would not have felt safe if I was there perhaps 2 hours later. You know, so just be careful. You know your limits. Don't ever do anything if you don't feel safe, particularly if you're carrying cash, your phone, and the essentials. I didn't feel safe. My light's gone. Well, it wasn't that I didn't feel safe, but it was that I could have very well have seen myself in a situation where I would not have felt safe. So just be careful, I think. I'm sure you weren't wondering, but just in case you were, this hotel is even more beautiful in the night. I thought that was actually someone looking at me. It's quite a cool, like, windscreen cover kind of thing. There's a little bit of an atmosphere. You just see like bursts of atmosphere. Otherwise, most of the city, when it gets dark, people just go home. And I don't know if that's a safety thing or what. Okay guys, so we're now on the rooftop of my hotel. So I was just following signs because it said there was a swimming pool. Online when I booked it there was no swimming pool, but there are signs everywhere saying swimming pool. I think They kind of have an area for it, but it's just that it's not in use, like it's not water. Anyway, it's got a beautiful view of the entire city. It's very white, it looks very calm, beautiful city actually. I'm really, I have to say, very impressed with Tunisia so far. Over there, that's the Zetuna Mosque. There is a monument there that I wanted to go and see, but it's blocked off, again, with barriers everywhere, because behind that I think is the government building, or somewhere around here is the government building. It's got a little bit hotter in the afternoon. I'm still dreaming about that pineapple juice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was amazing, like amazing. I feel like that's where the swimming pool is, who knows. But anyway, it's either not done or it's just not open, or I don't know what. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to the room now because I need to charge my phone, and I also need to get water because I'm dying of thirst. We're just gonna chill out for a little bit. I'm just gonna research because I was supposed to go to a city called Khairun tomorrow, which is supposed to be the 4th most religious place in Islam after obviously Jerusalem in Palestine and Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia. But I'm not sure if I want to go because it's a little bit far, and also it just puts me on a tight schedule. So I don't know, I'm just going to do some research and then we'll get onto it. Okay, so it's now the afternoon. I'm hopefully gonna try and go to that monument if I can. Now, I made the mistake of thinking, oh, it's the afternoon, right? It's gonna be much cooler. No, it's not. It's just as hot, which is why my face might be red. I don't want to get told off. It's very nice, actually. It's, I think the mosque over there, that's either Zetuna Mosque, which means olive tree in Arabic, or it is the Mosque of Kasbah. It's called Kasbah Mosque. This is called the Monument de la Kasbah. So obviously it's a mixture of both French and Arabic. I don't know if I can go in. I'm really, you know, I don't want to get shot or anything, but like, it's obviously a very beautiful monument. You can see a few people walking, but there's actually no one on the actual monument. However, the barriers don't go all the way around, so it's... yeah, I'm not really sure. We're gonna do it anyway. So, I think, kind of overall, I don't think it's fair for me to directly say, I think Tunisia is better than Egypt or better than Morocco. But if you're asking about categories then, history, Egypt wins. People, Tunisia wins. Food, so far, Tunisia wins. Activities, Morocco. You know, but, you know, Tunisia's not far off. It's very underrated, from what I'm telling so far. And this is just the city. I think Tunis as a city, prefer it over Cairo, prefer it over Marrakesh any day. Marrakesh, don't like it at all. It just feels really dodgy because no one else is here. There's not a lot of tourism here at all. I think most people actually go to the beaches. So, yeah, it's just a very nice monument, but no one here. See, and every time I hear a police, I'm now like, very paranoid. I think this is the mosque, Zetuna Mosque, and then I think behind you can see that is where the Medina is, in that area there, and so that kind of point there is the Zetuna Mosque, I think. It's beautiful, it's very beautiful. There's not a lot of people here. I think most tourists don't actually come to Tunis. They'll fly into an airport called Infida, or if they do fly into Tunis, they'll basically go to Hammamet, which is the beachside town, or Sousse. Most of the people on my flight here, actually, to be honest, were Libyans, so people who were flying into Tunisia and then presumably going to cross the land border into Libya, or they were Tunisian, so they were just going to visit family. Okay, so today is my last day in Tunis, and I was actually planning on going to the Bardo Museum, which is actually like the second kind of biggest and most important museum here on the continent of Africa. It kind of contains artifacts from Roman empires, Greek empires, and also loads of mosaics as well. Unfortunately, that's actually closed for a year for renovation, so I wasn't able to do that. So I just went for lunch, had some tea, and I just had pizza, and I was walking around for 2 hours with like cheese in my beard. It was awful, and no one said anything to me. So then, I guess my full impressions of Tunis. I've actually really enjoyed being here in Tunis. Maybe that's because of the hotel I'm staying in, and if you do come to Tunis, you should only stay in the hotel Dar El Jeld, otherwise it's not worth it. But it's really nice, the Medina's nice, it's got all these, you know, characteristic yellow doors. I've really enjoyed myself here, and I think it's actually such an underrated city in the Arab world. So definitely 100% come here. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and see you next time.